Alright, I feel like I've done video on this before, but just in case, this is I call it the trash sump. It's the basin where all the water goes after it's drained out of my tanks. We've got plants growing like crazy in here because that's what happens when you get a lot of nitrates going through a spot all the time. Down here, currently running, I have it's a really cheap like sump pump or that you would put in like an aquarium, like in a sump, an aquarium sump. I was running water changes this morning for like half an hour. This basin gets kind of full, and obviously I'm not hauling buckets back and forth to the drain. And this drain does not work very well. It's only for emergencies, so you know. Yeah, so this, because this drain is 118 years old, and who knows what's going on under it, or where it even goes, or if it just goes into the dirt, or what. We don't know. I haven't got a plumber down here to check yet. Obviously I should, and will eventually. I just haven't done that yet. Anyway, so as the water drains from my tanks, these ones are in the front because I couldn't actually reach behind them. But at least it's easier to see what's going on, right? Water fills up in the tanks and then it overflows right here. It goes all the way through and into, see, this one's on a lower pipe, so it comes through right here. This is a drain. I've got a bulkhead in my basin. Anyways, so then this is powerful enough that it will pump water up through this hose. I'll watch. Go around my fabulous styrofoam door, which I will eventually replace. And so that I'm not tripping on a hose all the time, I've got it running. I'm using these clips that are intended for holding water lines, even though this is just a garden hose, all the way to a sink. Hooray! Now this is like a 100-foot garden hose that I just wasn't using outside anymore because I've got Teflon braided hoses instead. They're significantly better outside. This one's really stiff so it doesn't kink for being at an angle. This isn't like the greatest or nicest thing ever, and probably eventually I will put PVC hardline pipes, just kind of, and then, you know, with actual screwed in stabilizers or whatever. And eventually my plan is to have the drains go through the wall and the sump to go out here, so that it's not inside the room and like blocking the doorway, so you have to walk sideways to get through, because that's kind of annoying. It's just kind of in the way. Eventually that'll go through here. I do have a hole saw and everything. That's not the problem. The problem is I want to get this out. This is not a sound staircase. It is being held up by a couple of nails, as you can see, and the wood is split right there. The wood, it's old. It was put up by somebody who didn't actually measure these stairs correctly, so they're not actually all the same height or the same depth. So it's really fun. If you try to go up and down these stairs, it's a major trip hazard. And also, these stairs being here means that I don't have a pantry in my kitchen. So if I just had a floor here instead, I would take these nasty looking walls out and then put new walls in instead. It would look a lot nicer, and also I would have a pantry. And I don't use these stairs for anything because I enter through that door with stairs that come from outside. Yeah. So anyways, so when I can put this, just kind of put it over here, my plan eventually is to have the option to either run water to the sink or run water outside to my garden, which is out there. Because the one thing that I hate is hauling buckets around. I am 43 years old, and I don't know about you, but I'm getting old, and I don't want to be hauling buckets when I'm 80 years old. So I'm trying to make this work, you know. And then just because it's nice and warm in here, right now I'm running my brine shrimp hatcheries here. This one I'm letting the shrimp settle out because, you know, it's ready to feed. Got a lot of baby fish that want to eat. And I'll be doing that as soon as I'm done with this video because I need two hands. I can't hold this and do that at the same time, unfortunately. The other thing that I do that's fun that I haven't mentioned yet is I have cameras around in my room because I like to see what my fish are up to when I'm not there. Like the fish that are in here. Oh, what's this? An empty tank? No, there's like, I don't know, 15, 20 fish in here. And they hide really, really well. Secret life of fish, they definitely hide. And they come out when I'm, you know, not in here. They don't like me so much, probably because I've moved them a lot. And also my discus are always swimming around and it looks really good, and I like to be able to show people what they're up to. And the third reason is, the other day, maybe 3 weeks ago, I accidentally left my water change running down here, just at a trickle, very lightly, but I had turned off my pump and I just randomly checked. This shows me how deep my water is, so I can look in my trash sump all the time, right? But the good thing is I can turn my pump on remotely. I don't have to push the button. I could do this from my phone because it's a Casa Wi-Fi timer. I don't have it set up on any timer. I literally just use it so that I can turn it on and off from my phone, which is very, very, very convenient for a lot of reasons. Oh, yes. Yeah, so water goes in, water comes out, and then water comes out. It's very awesome. I assume, there we go. You can see it's now exposed. So I turn it off so it doesn't burn itself out. Yeah, it's working really well. Obviously, it would probably be better if the drain in the floor worked, because then I could just plumb it right to the drain in the floor. But if you think about it, if I had permanent drains in the floor, I would be tripping over the drains all the time. And I don't want to just flood my floor constantly, right? It seems like it would be a bad plan as well. So this works. This works great. This works great for me. The third thing that I've done is I've got 2 air pumps now. And the other one's over here. Right? This one is supposed to do like 80 liters per minute, and that one does 110 liters per minute or so. It's not super loud. I mean, it is loud in here because of the bubbles. But if I don't have both, I don't run all of my tanks. I've got 50 tanks in here, and I'm running more than 50 outlets on my air. I don't know how many right now. I don't know, man. It's early. It's the day after Black Friday, so you know, give me a break. But anyways, we did not suffer from the big power outage that happened recently, but we did have somebody run into a power pole at one point, which scared me because my power was out for like 6 hours. So I invested in some uninterruptible power supplies, one for each of my pumps, and also this is clearly not a great spot for it, but at least it's off the floor in case we get a flood. But also we got like a big rechargeable work site battery that I have currently plugged in just in case something happens, which, you know, sometimes things happen, right? So yeah, there's so much that goes into this, the planning, just trying to make sure everything stays alive. We're considering getting a whole house generator, possibly one that runs off of natural gas, because we have natural gas already in our extremely old house. Yeah, so it's been a bit of a ride. These guys are being buttheads and eating their eggs. So are these guys. Some of these guys, I need to pick them out for the sale today. These guys, though, they had little babies. There they are. See? You can see 1, 2, 3. You can see several. So yeah, anyway. That's about it. As we know, there's always something to do in the fish room. I guess I made a catchphrase. Awesome. Ciao.